This is Dr. Mary Gillam. Can I ask you a question? Is strategic planning part of your organizational construct for the year? If not, I would like to encourage you to make it part of your planning process. And I'll tell you why. Having spent over 30 plus years in telecommunications and information systems to include cybersecurity and those kind of things, I recognize that for many, many years and even today, a lot of money continues to flow into IT investments in organizations. Because that is my background, I like to talk about that, especially from the dynamics of strategic planning. As an organization, if you don't know where you're going, then like one adage used to say, any road will get you there. But that's not what you want in successful, effective organizations. You want to be able to map out where you're going, because if you have gaps along the way, you want to be able to identify and fill in those gaps. And some of those gaps may require an extensive amount of time to get them operational. And so when it comes down to, especially in the IT space, which is my sweet spot, if you will, I remembered when I served as a CIO, and I looked at where we were today, where we wanted to be based on the enterprise and everything, then how are we going to get there? We had to identify those areas, and we had to appropriate money accordingly. But if you don't know what the gaps are, then how you're going to get there. I believe in not just identifying the objectives that are required and the goals, but you need to make sure you identify the right objectives and the right goals so that you can measure your level of success. And then you also make sure that you want to hold the right people accountable. That accountability factor, which is very important as you're tracking the accomplishments of goals and objectives. That this is important in any organization, whether you're talking about in the government, in the corporate space, in the nonprofit space, it doesn't matter. You have to make sure that you have a process in place that will help you to map out where you are today and where you want to go in the future. I remember when I did my dissertation work and I talked about the importance of IT governance, especially as it pertained to the Klinger-Cohen Act and all of that. But I looked specifically at IT investments and what was causing a lot of the issues at that time, because this was many, many years ago when I earned my doctorate degree. But we still have a lot of those issues today when we find ourselves putting money into IT investments that somehow are not aligned with where the organization wants to go. So that is why it is important that even as an IT senior executive, you understand business dynamics. You have that business acumen about yourself, that you understand where the organization wants to go, so that what you are bringing to the table is your expertise, not only from a technology side of the house, but also from a business perspective. And that's how you begin to add value to your position and the organization. You know, many years ago, there was an article that was written and it was entitled, "Is Your CIO Adding Value?" And when I became a CIO, one of the first things that I did was address that in the large organization that I was in charge of at that time, because I wanted to make sure that not only myself, but my entire organization was adding value to the organization at large that we were a part of. And that required that we do strategic planning internal to our own organization, and that what we were doing actually rolled up into the overall strategic plan for the center that we were supporting at that time. But I'm a strong proponent, if you will, of strategic planning, because I know that it works. Even when I was over at Georgetown in the executive leadership program over there, you know, one of the things that I pushed in one of the papers that I wrote at that particular time was the importance of strategic planning as it pertains to cybersecurity officers and so forth. But I firmly believe that you need to make strategic planning a part of your organizational construct. Again, this is Dr. Mary Gillam. I hope that this short blurb on the importance of strategic planning will resonate with you and cause you to take action. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for today.